been doing music as capital K since about 97, 98, I think. So that's when it turned electronic. So, but before then, well, for years before then, but since 1998 was when I sort of really started doing electronic music. So it was just a random lyric. I was singing a song and it just came out. So, and my name's Christian with a K, so I think it's supposed to be something, it's like a, represent the ego, I guess, if you like, yourself plus whatever. Everything's influence. I mean, at the moment, what I'm taking influence from the moment is nothing to do with anything that I'm actually making, but it's, I mean, I play in another band, which is with a lot of Brazilian musicians, so I'm playing with a lot of Brazilian musicians, so I'm trying to break away from, if you like, very standard rhythmic patterns that, you know, and by playing with Brazilian musicians, obviously, I'm having to learn a lot of skills that, not so much skills, but just break away from patterns. So I think that's what I find quite interesting, how you can have real patterns, cultural patterns in music, and you know, I'm not so well trained a musician that it's so easy for me to break my own patterns, but that's what I always try to do. I try to break patterns, you know, if I find myself repeating myself, I know. Yeah, I'm doing on-stage sampling. I mean, the albums are produced by various producers. I mean, I do little bits of work on the albums, but not a lot, but there's a Brazilian producer involved and a London producer, so I get all the tapes, and there's a 4-piece band on stage, so I've got 2 laptops and, yeah, bits of keyboards, and apart from that, I'm doing the same thing that I do at Capital K, a lot of dictaphones and sound location recordings and on-stage sampling. And I mean, yeah, it's not ideal, maybe it's not easy for certain things, but I enjoy being involved in music, but I don't have the creative energy to be composing or writing every single day. I mean, the amount of time I actually enjoy spending on my own music is quite small. A lot of the time I'm happy playing with bands or recording other people and just being involved with things. And certainly where I live in London, I like to be involved in music just so that there's more going on. You know, if I have friends who are making good music, I like to record them, I like to help out on gigs, I like to just get involved just because it creates a good atmosphere, and I think by helping with that atmosphere, that encourages me and myself to kind of be making music. When you're doing electronic music and working sometimes with computers at home for months on end, it can be a bit unhealthy. Sometimes you want to stop that for a bit and try and just do something a bit more active. So it's you know, I like the fact that there's very few people between you and the public as well, as far as your music goes. It's easy to, the process by which you make music and then sell it or play live, it's a very simple thing, so I don't think it needs to be made more complicated than it is. Everything's sound, isn't it? Standing by the road and the bus goes past and the sound of your feet under the stones, and sometimes I like the natural melody and the natural rhythm that exists, and you know, I do enjoy the sound of cities. You know, the bigger the city, the bigger, the noisier the place, the more I get into it. I think the kind of I like recording sound in big cities. I think the white noise of a city is quite fascinating, you know, the melody that you find in there. There's a lot in there. So I was on Planet Mu before for a couple of releases, and then I was on XL. And then I just set up my own label. I had a little bit of money left over, so I started doing it myself. And I mean, not got amazing distribution, but I got fairly good distribution. But it's building, so with each release it gets better. So. I released stuff for other people before, which you know, but at the moment just my own stuff. So that was the last thing I released was my own. So I kind of considered that I did in a way. I worked with XL. Technically they're independent, but I think they're a major. They want hit singles. Yeah, they want hit singles or or they want good image, good sales.